I need to tell my story. Maybe I can help other women.
I have stage 4 colon cancer, and it could have been prevented.
I found a lump on my daughter's lower abdomen.
I was totally blindsided.
I thought I was doing the right thing.
See, it all began for me with all the usual symptoms of colon cancer. But because I'd had a colonoscopy 3 years earlier, my doctor didn't test for it. Instead, I had multiple procedures to remove hemorrhoids. I was getting worse, so I was referred to a colorectal doctor. And he didn't even do any tests. He just looked at my history, agreed that it was hemorrhoids, and did surgery. My symptoms continued to get worse, but they still didn't do a colonoscopy. I just had surgery. I knew something was wrong. Finally, a year after my symptoms began, they agreed to a colonoscopy. And they found stage 4 colon cancer. 1 year later.
I had some genetic testing done because of a family history of cancer. And it showed that I had a 50% chance of getting breast cancer and a 75% chance of getting uterine cancer. So I had a double mastectomy and a hysterectomy. I didn't question the test results because I didn't know that I should. No one retested me or even read the report. And I trusted my doctor, so I went ahead and did the surgery. But when I got my test results in the mail 2 weeks later, it showed that they had always been negative. My doctors had misread them. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I can no longer have children.
I had back surgery last year. I knew I had to have it, so I saved money for it. I checked with the insurance company, got the surgery approved, and made sure that the doctor and the hospital were in my network. Surgery went good. I paid my portion. But then, bam! I got a bill for $31,000 from someone they said was the assistant surgeon who wasn't in my insurance network. I found out that the doctor usually needs someone to help out. But that could have been a resident or a nurse or something. And that wouldn't have cost me anything more. Instead, they brought in someone else. How was I supposed to know that? Nobody told me about that.
Our family doctor didn't know what was wrong with my daughter, so he sent her to a surgeon who removed the lump on her abdomen right away. A couple of weeks later, they told us they got the test results back, showing that she had a very rare form of cancer. They sent her to an oncologist, who told me that without chemo, she would be dead within the year. She's 12 years old. But deep down, I felt like something wasn't right. She kept telling me she didn't feel sick. I started doing research on my own, and I found out that she had no symptoms apart from the lump. When I asked for the test results and read them, I realized they didn't say she had cancer. They said it was most consistent with and suggestive of. I took the information to a new doctor who wanted to have the biopsy retested at a different lab. 1 week later, I found out it was just fat cells. She never even had cancer.
I have terminal breast cancer that could have been treatable 2 years ago. I believed my doctors when they told me not to worry. I assumed they knew what they were doing. I went from doctor to try and figure out why I was so tired and had so much pain in my back. I had a bone scan and an MRI, but neither one was conclusive. My doctor told me I did not have cancer. He said I had fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. I kept getting worse. So finally, I went to different doctors for a second opinion. They did a lot more testing and scans. As it turned out, I did have cancer. I'd give anything to go back and ask more questions. A couple of months ago, I looked through my medical records. The result said inconclusive and suggested I have more follow-up scans, but my doctor never communicated with the radiologist. No one followed up. Even after I got worse, no one reviewed my records. My prognosis is 2 to 4 years, if I'm lucky. I won't be around to see my daughters get married.
I wish the doctors hadn't assumed. I wish a lot of things could be different. Because, you know, the thing is, with stage 4 cancer, there is no stage 5.
I want to shout from the rooftops. Do your own research and don't believe everything you're told.
I should have gotten a second opinion. I shouldn't have been so trusting. I should have done so many things differently.
I need to tell my story so others may learn something. Maybe they'll learn to take charge of their own medical care. That gives me hope.